I can actually see it right now. Yeah, it's quite an emotional moment. Hello guys, and welcome to this Volks Wizard video, which is being filmed on the 1st of March. Now, if you're from outside the UK, you may not know how important this date is. It's important because it's the first day of a new number plate sequence for registration numbers for cars registered in the UK. We get 2 of these per year, 1st of March, 1st of September. And a lot of owners like to wait until that date to register their car so they can be the first people with that brand new registration number. Today, we see the first of the 21 registration number cars. So the 3rd and 4th characters of the UK number plate have got the numbers 21 in there, which signify 2021. It gets a little bit more confusing with the September registration, where they're going to be called 71. So it's 50 more than the spring registrations, if that makes sense. Anyway, I am here at Leamington Spa train station, normally a very bustling station with direct connections to London, but it's really quiet because we're during lockdown. I'm about to get a train to collect my brand new 21 registration car, and I want you to come along for the ride. So without any further ado, let's go and get my brand new car. Okay guys, well, we're just a few minutes away from seeing my brand new car for the very first time, and I am a little bit excited now. I'm also a little bit nervous because exactly 7 years ago to the day, I bought my first ever brand new car, which was a Mark 7 Golf R, and yeah, that didn't go particularly well. I had a good head of brown hair when I bought that car, and that didn't hang around for very long, but I'm pretty sure this will be a better experience, primarily because I'm buying it from Inchcape Volkswagen in Cheltenham, a dealer I've done a lot of work with. They've supplied me lots of cars for videos. I do like to think I will put my money where my mouth is, because this is a car that I reviewed about 2.5 months ago, and I said I liked it a lot, and it suits my needs, and I can just about afford it, so I bought one. I've even got it in the same colour that I reviewed it in, and I said I really loved it in that colour. So yeah, putting my money where my mouth is. I can actually see it right now. Yeah, it's quite an emotional moment because, well, it's the first time I've owned a Mark 8 Golf. It is, of course, a GTI Club Sport in reflex silver. Now, you know my style. I've told them not to do anything to it. It's covered in a bit of dirt. It's got its wrappers on it. It's got the sheet from when it left Wolfsburg. It's just nice to see all this stuff because this is exactly how it left the factory. It's actually a bit more protected than the one I bought from Crewe 3 months ago because it's got the roof cover and the boot cover, but we'll take those off. But other than that, it's pretty much drivable. I think maybe remove a few stickers. So there we go. Yeah, okay, let's not talk about the wheels. We have got some plans for those. I'm quite glad to see they've got Goodyear Eagle F1 Super Sports. Blimey, that is a really good tyre. Maybe I won't be changing the wheels. Well, I won't be changing the tyres, might just change the wheels. Wow. Okay, let's get unwrapping my new car, this Golf GTI Club Sport, and go for the first drive. Okay, before we get unwrapping my new car, I just want to say buying a new car under lockdown is a bit different to how it used to be. Back in the day, you'd be in the handover bay with your car under a cover. Now, the salesperson just comes out, gives you the keys in a sanitised bag and leaves you to it, which is fine by me. I just really want the car. I'm not too bothered about the rest of it. Obviously, you don't have to have your car in this sort of condition. You can have it properly prepared, but I just like doing this myself, and it kind of makes the video a bit more interesting. So to drive it back to work, we're going to take the upper cover off and a couple of the stickers, and then it's legal to drive. So let's do that now. I'm always a bit nervous about taking stickers off paintwork, hoping that some of the lacquer doesn't come off with it, but hopefully Volkswagen have thought about that. Always windy here, but it's kind of helped me a bit. Okay, there we have the Club Sport roof exposed for the first time. Okay, just a few bits to unpick at the back now to get this cover on the tailgate. And that is the top cover off. So that leaves the cover on the bonnet, which is fine to drive with, and a few bits and pieces on the side of the car, which are fine again. We'll just get this sticker off. Actually, that's quite a cool sticker. So it says it's basically a quality check at the Volkswagen factory in Wolfsburg. So the last time I had a brand new car from Wolfsburg, it was my Golf GTI Club Sport S in December 2016. Yeah, and that was a good car. Okay. Yep. Okay chaps, I think that is all we need to do then. So let's go and drive my Golf GTI Club Sport Mark 8 for the very first time. Okay, well this is genuinely the first time I've started up this car, so let's do this then. So foot on the brake, it's automatic. You can only get automatic Club Sports. Press the glowing start stop button. Better lower my seat, which is a bit harder with this cover on it. And we have a couple of bongs, but I think it's just because it's not really been driven. It's got 10 miles on the clock. This is going to be a very tight car, so I've got another 990 miles ahead of me before I can really enjoy it, but we should be able to do that within the next month or so, hopefully. Okay. It sounds a bit resonant in here. Let's see what mode we're in. So we've got a mode button on the dash. Let's put it into, it's in sport mode. I'd like to say big thanks to the guys here at Inchcape Volkswagen Cheltenham. James Tang, the salesperson that sold me this and my Up GTI pretty much 3 years ago. Lee Evans, the sales manager who has loaned me all these amazing cars. And Damien Davies, the technician who, if you get him working on your car when you come here, you're very lucky because he's one of the best Volkswagen technicians I know, and he did the PDI on this car. Right, let's put it into individual and let's see if it's got the pure thing for engine sound. No, it hasn't. The R had a pure setting for the engine sound, so you could turn it off altogether. You can't do that on this, which is a little bit disappointing. So this is a basic spec car. There are no options on it, apart from the Volkswagen UK press car that turned up with DCC and 19s, maybe some other bits. You can't actually get one now, and probably not for another few months with those options. They're just coming through on the 245 PS GTI. So yeah, it is what it is, but I'm pretty happy with the standard spec, and whilst I love heated seats, at least I've got a heated steering wheel. My wife doesn't agree, but I'll let her hold it, I suppose. Okay, well, let's just put it into normal mode, I think, so, which we don't have actually. We've got Eco, Comfort, Sport. That's why it's in Sport. So Sport is basically your normal mode. Yeah, and it's basically a Mark 7, isn't it? The chassis, so seating position feels familiar. Obviously the instruments are a little bit different, but we'll worry about that later. We've got wireless CarPlay, which will take a bit of setting up, I think. Yeah, we'll do that some other time. Let's just get back to work. Oh, we should put it into drive. It's called automatic, but it's not that automatic. So let's firstly negotiate the Cheltenham Volkswagen car part, which is a little bit more spacious than it used to be. I think the voice control's fired up.
Sorry, this is not currently possible. Please try again later.
Yes. Hopefully those little annoyances like the voice control kicking in and faults, not faults, but messages on the dashboard every few minutes will slow down with a bit of use. I, like a lot of you guys, like the interior of the Mark 7.5, but I've had those cars now for 7 years, since the Mark 7, and they're, pretty much the same as the Mark 7, and I'm just ready for a change. I just fancy something a bit different. It will take a bit of getting used to, that I'm pretty sure about, but I think once you get used to it, it will be a nicer car to be in and to operate. Okay, we are finally outside of the dealer's forecourt. And well, we're not going to get any dynamic testing done for the next 990 miles, but the good thing is it feels like a Golf. I'm mildly concerned about the ride quality, particularly considering I'm going to upgrade to 19s quite soon. I normally buy a car with dynamic chassis control, but as I said, that's not really it's not possible, so I've had to take a stock car with passive dampers. But the Golf R Estate I've just stopped driving was actually perfectly good on those. Maybe it was a bit too soft in the corners, but the ride quality was good, so we'll see how we get on. Will I regret not buying a DCC car? I'll be perfectly honest with you when I actually work that out, but Gloucestershire's a good place to start with that conclusion, because the roads here are pretty terrible by and large, although this main road's really good. Okay, well, we've done 8 miles, so the odometer says 18 miles in total, and that's all it's taken me to realise that this is a very firm car. I knew that about the 245 PS GTI, but when I drove the Club Sport in December, for some reason, maybe it was the roads, it felt quite compliant on those 19-inch brushes with passive dampers. This car on 18s feels pretty firm. I'm hoping that 19s will still be okay, and maybe the way the car controls its tyres over bumps will be better than the old model, so that even though it is a bit more turbulent over rough roads, it will still have better wheel control. It's not impossible, but I'm probably being a bit optimistic. From Cheltenham to my work near junction 3 of the M42, I could have taken the M5 quite easy, but I've decided to come up the A46, A435, just to give the engine a more gentle start in life. So we'll do like 50 to 60 miles an hour and give it a bit of variety with the revs as well, because actually just sitting at 70 on the motorway isn't good for the engine. So yeah, this seems like a much more scenic and a much better way to run the engine in, at least partially. We're going to do about probably, I think, 35 to 40 miles, so we've got a long way to go before I can give this car some welly. But yeah, let's just enjoy it like a normal Golf in the meantime. Hello Volkswagen.
How can I help?
I'm cold.
No problem. You will get warm front right shortly.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Oh no, it's fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Oh, wrong one. There we go. First drink in my new car. That is a good one. And we've got the new cup holder in this car. So what did I have? I had a coffee in my Golf yesterday, TCR, and the cup holder was really digging into the cup. This one is a bit more flexible, so it holds it, but it doesn't like dig into it. So I personally think that's a step in the right direction. We'll see if it stays in there on the way back. Okay, well that was a totally uneventful drive back, which is all you can ask for when you've just picked up your brand new car. I've done just over 40 miles in it. It's returned just under 40 miles to the gallon. Whether that's representative or not, I have no idea. I do know it's a very tight engine and will only get better as the miles are notched up. I'm expecting it to be a little bit better than the TCR, and the TCR is pretty good already. Ride quality, as I did a few more miles in it, I kind of didn't really notice, so I think it's okay on 18-inch wheels and passive dampers. Whether 19s will tip it over the edge unless you use dynamic chassis control, I don't know, but I'm going to find out because I've got some very, very special 19-inch wheels to go on this car with brand new Goodyear tyres. If they are annoying, I'm not going to live with it because I really hate a car that's too firm. I'm going to have to backtrack rather embarrassingly and fit some other 18s. So not these ones for sure, but definitely some with a greater offset that sit better in the arch and feel the arch is better. Get the same amount of sidewall, won't affect the ride quality, but they will look a lot better, much like my TCR was when I bought it with those Oz Omnia wheels. Other plans for it are obviously to protect the underside of the car from salt and stuff, as I did with the Golf R8. It's March now, it's freezing, it's probably about 2 degrees, there'll probably be gritters out tonight. So yeah, I need to do that pretty quickly. I want to PPF the front end like my TCR was when I bought it, and also ceramic coat the rest of it because that's worked really well on my TCR. And I'm sure we're going to do some track days in it as well because after all it's a club sport. We also need to make some videos with similar cars. You may have noticed this is the Mark 7 Golf GTI Club Sport. No, I've never seen these two cars together before on the internet or in real life. So I'm going to come over to you and see how they look. And yeah, you can see they're definitely related. What I find quite amusing is that the honeycomb is so big here. It looks like it's been genetically modified. It's tiny here. So this makes the car look much, much more aggressive. But yeah, both got red stripes, both got LED in daytime running lights. Yeah, both great looking cars. I think obviously this one is more special, but I do think this will drive better once it's run in. And of course I want to make a video comparing them. I also want to do a video comparing the Club Sport to the TCR. I know a lot of you guys have asked for that. It could be a bit of a logistical nightmare trying to get all three together, particularly as this car is for sale and needs to be sold as quickly as possible. But if the worst comes to the worst, I will have TCR and Club Sport done within a month. I'm not sure I'm going to run this car in that quickly actually, because I've got a Skoda Octavia VRS coming next week, but Volkswagen UK have very kindly agreed to lend me for the very first time one of their demonstrators. I'm going to have a nice run-in Club Sport with DCC N19s at the end of March, and if the worst comes to the worst, I'll do a video with that and the TCR and we can see which one is best for sure, because they're both now 19-inch wheels cars, both on DCC, so that's something to look forward to. If you like the sound of that, do subscribe, click the notifications icon so you know when that video drops straight away. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment, I do try and read them all, please share it, and yeah, obviously subscribe as well. We're on about 27,500 now. It'd be nice to get to 30, a nice round number. Anyway guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you for the next one, hopefully really soon.